Hey, welcome. We're going to take a look at the 2022 Math Counts target round. So we're going to start with 3 and 4. We're going to skip 1 and 2 because, quite frankly, everyone in class got them right. So let's just move on. So we have a Bach Prelude number 2 in C minor. It consists of 88 measures. And with each measure containing 16 notes. In a typical performance, there are 432 notes played every minute, so that's per minute. How many seconds? All right, so we know we have 88 measures times the 16 notes. And then we know we can play 432 notes every minute. So divide that by 432. And so we get a total of 3.259 minutes. But that's not per second, that's per minute. Well, okay. So we want to know how many seconds it is, right? So we're going to multiply this by 60, and we get 195.5 repeating seconds. Well, that rounds up to 196. Again, most people got that one. Okay, everyone got that right. But hey, it's good to go over it since we're on this page anyways. Now this is the one that we had a little trouble with. All right, so we have a shape and we want to find the area of the shaded region, and the area of the shaded region, since we have a circle, is going to contain pi. So we're going to have a plain old number that is, well, that's this triangular portion, and then we're going to have a part that's described by a portion of a circle. Well, that's going to include the number pi. And then we're going to multiply the a and the b values together, and that's our answer. So it tells us that AB is 4. Well, that makes this 4, that makes this 4. Sorry, AB is 8, so that makes the radius 4. And this piece right here is important because that now tells us you have a 45 right triangle. You have an isosceles right triangle. So we know for absolute certain that this meets at a right angle here. And so that's why that piece is important. So now all I have to do is find the area of the triangle and then find the area of the quarter circle, the sector of the circle. So here we go. So find the area of a triangle. It is base times height divided by 2. So we have 4 times 4 divided by 2. So I'm just going to reduce first, and so that gives us 8. So we can safely say that our a value is going to be 8. Well, okay, so how do I find the area of a circle? So the area of a circle is pi r squared. The radius in this case is 4. 4 squared is 16. So we have 16 pi for the area of the entire circle. But we don't want the area of the whole circle. We just want an area of a quarter of the circle. And again, we know that because this is a right triangle right here. So a quarter divided by 4, so we get 4 pi. And so we multiply 8 times 4 because we have our 8 plus 4 pi. So our a and b is 8 and 4. 8 times 4 is 32. So I'm going to go on and do 2 more problems. So we have a baseball diamond. All right. A baseball diamond is a square 90 feet per side. The area, an acre of land is 43,560 square feet. What percentage of an acre is enclosed within the baseball diamond? I'm guessing not very much. So 90 times 90 is 8,100 square feet. All right, so come on, there you go. All right, so when we find a percent, so 1 whole is 43560. So we're going to go 8100 divided by 43560, and we get 0.1859. and we want what percent is enclosed? Well, so percent, we move this decimal place over, and we want decimal to the nearest tenth. Well, so that gives us 18. This is a 9, so this has to be rounded up. So that's 18.6. Just double check. Oh, look at that. All right, winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, and so then moving down. All right, this is the first real sort of interesting problem we've had in a bit. So we have a three-dimensional figure shown. It is a right triangular prism. What is the area of PQR? So that triangle. And express your answer in simplest radical form. That's right. We're doing that in class, isn't it? How are we? So, all right, so I'm looking at this thing, and we have this triangle that is sort of this cattywampus thing. It's connecting some angles together. And so, all right. So, if this is 6 and this is 6, this edge right here is going to be 6 times the square root of 2, because again we have an isosceles right triangle. We know this is a right angle here. 6 times 6, well, 6 squared plus 6 squared is 72, which is 6 times root 2. All right, so then for this sideline here, we have, well, this is 8, right? So 8 by 6. So 8 by 6, so 6 and 8, well, that's a factor of 2. We have a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. So that means this has to be 10. And since we have an isosceles triangle, this is also 10. Now, the nice thing about an isosceles triangle is the altitude is going to go right down here, right? And so we need to find the height, because the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So that means this segment right here is 3 times the square root of 2. In other words, half of 6 root 2. Half of 6 is 3. And so using the Pythagorean theorem, I love that Pythagorean theorem. So we have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. C being the hypotenuse, the longest sideline. So I have an a value of 3 root 2, and we're going to have to square that. Plus, well, this is our b value. We don't know it yet. So b squared, 10 squared. So 3 root 2 squared is the same thing as saying 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. 3 times 3 is 9. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18. So we have 18 plus b squared is equal to 100. All right, so subtract 18, so we get b squared is equal to 82, square root. So we get b is equal to, and we want simplest radical form. Well, what perfect square goes into the square root of 80? Well, 4 does, right? So, no, it doesn't. What does go into the square root of 80 that is a perfect square? Let me think about that. So we have 4, but that doesn't work. 9, well, 9 definitely doesn't work. Thinking. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think it's just square root of 82. All right, so we have the square root of 82. Now to find the area of a triangle, it is a base times height divided by 2. My base in this case is 6 root 2. My height is 8 root. Sorry, my bad. It is the square root of 82. All right, so we still have our 6, and we have to divide by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we have our 3. 2 times 82, well, that's going to get me the square root of 164. Now 164, now that can be divided by 4. So square root of 4, and then, oh, I can use a calculator, can't I? So we have 164 divided by maybe 16 might work. Yeah. So 164 divided by 4. We get 41. 41, there's nothing square about 41. So there's our 2. So we have 3 times 2 times the square root of 41. 3 times 2 is 6 times the square root of 41. So I'm hoping that if I did everything right, I will get 6 times the square root of 41. And looking at the answer, winner, chicken dinner. All right, let's go.